Okay, now I don't know if you can see it too well in the video or not. She does have a little bit of sweat built up here, but nothing really major. Now when we get into the 90-degree weather, we'll start seeing it where this will really be good and dark, you know, from a good sweat. And hopefully there'll be a good sweat working here and between the legs, which is like a kidney sweat. Okay? And you might even get a little bit of foaming back there. That's not so much of a problem. It's when you get your horse lathered up on the chest. That's a problem. That means you're overworking your horse. So anyway, right now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of curry her down a little bit and get the a little massaging going for her. You know, especially the areas where she's had a lot of pressure, like up here by the wither, maybe over here off to the side, like right here, because with the Australian saddle I have that skirting, so the end of it is kind of like right here. I don't know if you can see the marking here, but that's from the skirting right there, and it comes down, and it does put a little bit of pressure in there. You've got pressure here, and of course some pressure up in here. So what I want to do is just kind of get these areas worked out real good for her and get the blood flowing. There's one little horse that I was working a couple of weeks ago, and the trainer that had it before I did wasn't paying attention to the girth, and this poor little thing was rubbed raw underneath here. No excuse for that at all. I don't care how much you know about horses, but you got to at least know that you got to pay attention to what's going on here. I mean, that's the rib cage right up in here, and you got all this pressure. You got you got the saddle up here, you got the girth here, and when you tighten that up, guess what? It's like just like that. So that's a lot of pressure. So that's why I'm so concerned about the comfort of my horse before and after I ride. See her head, nice and long. Okay, so I've got the wither area massaged here, get this area a little bit massaged right in here and right in here. And I do the same thing on both sides. Now, normally, when I've really got a good sweat going, I will throw them out in the paddock, and what they'll do is they'll, 9 times out of 10, they'll roll. And that's just another way of them, looking at you and again, that's just another way of them giving themselves some relief from the ride. And they'll get down and they'll roll. And one thing that a lot of people make a mistake is they rinse their horse off. And then when they go to take them from the wash rack to the barn or to the stall, the horse wants to go down and roll. And then, a lot of times they get their way. And then the owner gets mad. I just washed you. Okay, why don't you let them roll first and then wash them? Okay? Make your life easy. So throw them out there in the paddock. But right now it's not hard enough. In fact, I'm not even, you know, because I rode her for about an hour, but it was a real nice, easy ride. So she didn't work up a sweat. So I just curry her a little bit, get some of that loose dirt, get that out of there. I'll give her a quick little brushing. Now, during the summer months, I really try to pay attention to their weight. I don't want much weight, but I don't want them real skinny either. Missy, as big as she is really an easy keeper. She maintains her weight fantastic. I got 2 other horses here at the ranch that they're smaller than her, but they're not easy keepers. They're hard to keep the weight on, and so I have to actually give them more grain, which I don't really like doing, but they get fed once a day, and they're out on pasture, you know, 24/7 just about. But with her, she has been very easy to manage as far as her weight is concerned. But another thing that I will do is, when I get done brushing her down, untacking her, doing all this good stuff here for her, and look at the like it's docked right here, I will put her back in the stall and I will throw her a flake of hay. That's a reward for her for doing such a good job. And even if she was a little bit uneasy or a little bit hard to handle that day, I never use food as a threat. Like, oh, well, you did so bad today, guess what? You're not getting your hay. She doesn't understand that. She does know that I'm going to give her a flake of hay when we get done here. The routine, the consistency of what we're doing, she knows what's going to happen. As soon as I go for that rope, she's going to probably bring that head up, and she's going to be right in that, getting ready to go into that stall and wait for that hay. Okay? That's a reward for her. Even if I had a bad day with her, and she didn't do the things I wanted to, she would still get that flake of hay. Okay? Never use food for punishment. Another thing too, after she's had that hay, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes later, I'll give her maybe a half a scoop of grain. Why? I just want to replace what she may have lost. And if it looks like she doesn't really need it, I don't do it all the time, but she does get the hay all the time. But I don't give her the grain all the time. Now, I worked a good yesterday for about 2 hours, and I gave her hay, and then I gave her some grain. So today she may not get the grain, but she will definitely get the hay. So I'm done with her now. And I'm going to go ahead and put her in. Thank you. Good job. All right, sweetheart. Okay, now I'm going to go get the hay, and she'll probably get her. And so will the other horses in their stalls, but unfortunately they're not getting any hay because they didn't work for it. There we go. So, that's pretty much it for this session. I hope you got some good information out of it. I enjoyed doing this again, like I said in the last video, and having Lloyd come down here and doing this. And this, like I said, is going to be from the trail to the barn, part 1. The next one will probably be a couple of months later because I've got to work with her in her canner. And please, don't be under the misconception that I'm a good rider. I'm a fair rider. I don't have my seat for the canter. So that means I got a couple of good months to really work with her on the canter. But as I mentioned to you before about her adrenaline, I always want to start them out nice and slow. Get them at the walk. When they can handle that, you move up to the trot. When they can handle that, you move up to the canter. Now that she's got the walk and the trot down, now we're going to move up to the canter. But I'm going to take probably about 2 months to go ahead and get it critiqued. Myself and for herself. And hopefully in about 2 months we'll get it going for you. So thank you again. My name's Gene. Lloyd is the gentleman behind the camera, and I appreciate what he does for me. Gabe, he's a friend of mine that did the saddle work, so if anybody needs any saddle work, just let me know. I'll get you in touch with Gabe. Thank you again, and we'll see you in a couple of months. All right.